What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. You know who I am, and welcome back to another episode of Film Stock Reviews. In this episode, I'm reviewing the 2016 South Korean movie, Pandora. Now, Pandora tells a story about a nuclear power plant that goes through a meltdown after an earthquake and the events that take place after. Now, the movie starts off very, very slowly, but we get a sense of who these characters are from when they were young up until the age of where they're living in the town, working at this power plant. An earthquake strikes in the morning hours of day, and then this sets off the nuclear power plant to go into sort of a overheating aspect. And when this happens, they have to try and stop it, but they don't know how bad it is. And the government tries to cover up everything. The president insists on evacuating certain homes in the area, but the prime minister, of course, doesn't want to do that. So it's a back and forth about how things react and how things happen. It's very in your face and it's very tempting. If you've seen the TV show Chernobyl, which was on HBO, this is sort of like that, but this was done before. So a movie like this that's set in South Korea, we really don't get to see a lot, because we really don't get to see movies that talk about nuclear meltdowns, nuclear radiation, nuclear reactors happening. But then once that happens, this whole thing goes crazy, and then things just start falling like dominoes after that. They want to contain certain things, but they can't do it because of certain air quality of what's happening around them, and the radiation is just flowing into the country, and they have to stop this from happening. And in order for this nuclear meltdown to stop, they have to take drastic measures and what to do. This movie from beginning to end is really, really interesting and really, really good. It's a very, very long movie. It's close to 2 hours and 28 minutes, I want to say. But the movie could have been edited and shortened down for its time. Like I said, this movie is very long, but it works on the aspect of how family works, what you should do, and how certain jobs and certain things are done. Because then, when an earthquake happens, you don't expect anything to happen. But when a nuclear power plant goes into a meltdown and a nuclear radiation and reaction is about to happen, you have to do every measure that you can to stop things from happening. The way the filmmaking was done was great. It was really mind-blowing, seeing how everything came together and not knowing how everything came together. Because, they look at the aspect of how things work in a way where they're in the hospital, they have all this radiation, and they know they're going to die. These workers from this power plant know they're going to die, but they go back in to stop how the meltdown is going to occur. It's really heartbreaking, it's really heartfelt, and it's really, really good. But there's such a big emotional aspect to this movie where you actually root for these workers because you want to see them succeed, even though that, hey, something terrible happened and the government tried to cover it up, because the government is always trying to cover up a nuclear disaster or war or anything for that matter, and it's really, really terrible. And they really dive deep into that in this movie. And the president does take control. He does, put his foot down, and things really do start happening. But then once that happens, escalation happens, but then there's no stopping it, because this movie, while it starts at a low peak, it just continues its rise into really, really good stuff. And if you're a fan of, like I am, of South Korean movies, South Korean drama, South Korean action, then this is a movie for you to check out, because Pandora is really, really crisp, really clean. The only thing I didn't like about it was the running time. So Pandora, for me, gets 4 out of 5 stars. So let me know in the comment section below what you think about this movie, if you checked it out. And if you haven't checked it out, will you be checking it out now since I reviewed it? And let me know what you think about it. And be sure you click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell for new videos on my channel. And you know where to follow Marchio Productions and me, Mr. Filmstock. I'll leave a link to all the social media accounts in the description box below. You guys can check it out and follow along. I'm Anthony. Thanks for tuning in.